You're muted.
Welcome to Legendary Marketer, people. Hey, this is Dave Sharpe, unmuted now and in full effect here. Good morning, everyone. We've got a great guest on this morning. We're going to be talking about, as you can see, how to shed the imposter syndrome, create fire content, and start rocking and rolling. So let's get right into this. Kara Morrison, welcome to the show.
I can't hear anything.
We are crushing it this morning. You can't hear anything.
This is not good.
No. Okay.
I can hear Matt.
She can
But I
hear
can't
Matt,
hear
but check. Okay, that's weird.
I've got good audio on you,
And
Dave. I
can't
can
voice,
hear both of you.
So it's going to be hard to do an interview.
Yeah. Well, since she can hear you, Matt, I maybe take over here and I'll jump. Oh, okay. Matt, can you just take over here and I'll log on and then we'll come back on and have a trio?
Yeah.
All right.
Kara, what's happening? How's it going? Oh boy, I'm totally frozen.
Yeah,
Now I can't hear you either, Matt.
Oh, she's frozen. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got
Kara,
it. Kara. So, Kara, you need to sign out and sign back in. That's the answer.
Now I can hear people.
Now you can hear people.
Oh.
Matt, her internet is so bad. Something's just, Brad Griffin says, I hear everybody. Get it together, people, for God's sakes. Oh, gosh. Well,
what's up?
It's not much, man. I mean, we've been sleep training my son over the past couple of days. He slept 12 hours last night, family, people, okay? 12 hours. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah, can I get an amen here from the congregation? Kara, you're back. Are you better than ever, or are you still having audio issues?
I'm back.
I mean, the picture's so great, but it's just so frozen.
Yeah. This is you have such a delay.
Me? Is
Yeah,
it my Wi-Fi thing?
Yeah. Totally.
So if you're on your phone, just hop off Wi-Fi.
Yeah, hop off Wi-Fi, girlfriend. Get on that 5G.
Okay.
Yeah, if you got to log back on, get on that 5G, and then we'll rock this. Yeah, guys, 12 hours last night. The little man did it. He's absolutely being legendary, and we're very proud of him. So yeah, that's what's going on in our life. Nothing really else besides that. That's the most important thing is sleep, right? And that the kids are staying alive and getting rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, so we just moved into our new place, and I don't know if Aaron told you this or if you guys both sent this, but Aaron sent over a really nice housewarming gift.
Yeah.
And it was like, so check this out. Aaron's never even met Catherine, but she sent this beautiful like plant waterer, like kettle, or I don't know what you call it, jug thing.
Yeah.
It's like this is like Catherine in a nutshell.
By the way, we're live.
I want to see it. I don't care if we're live. Oh, it's so cute! Yay!
It's like stone, and she like pulled it out and was like, "This is the most beautiful thing."
Yeah. Kara's like
another level. I feel you, Catherine.
Yeah, I mean, my wife is notoriously a plant killer as well, so she maybe was kind of. You got dried.
We also got dried lavender. So
yeah,
I guess if she's a plant killer, you can't kill the dried lavender. So
smart. Very smart. Well, you guys, I like the rhino in the background as well. Loving that. Kara, watch your knee, bro. Kara, are you now back and better than ever? I mean, are we 5Ging it up right now, or what? How are we feel? Give me some audio test here.
It seems to be pretty smooth. It seems to be pretty smooth. I can hear you. There's a little bit of static, which is weird.
Okay.
But other than that, it's cool.
Okay. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling like things are moving in the right direction now with this interview. So that's a good thing. Are you hanging out in the Amazon rainforest right now?
Sort of. Yeah. This is my tapestry. I got it off of Amazon and decided, well, it is a rainforest because it came from Amazon.
Yeah, totally. Wow. Boom, boom.
I wanted a cool background, when I was on, and I just thought, I have a little brick thing too, so I can have like bricks in the background, but I see people with really neat backgrounds, and I thought, why not be somewhere I want to be?
Get that. Yeah, you got that done for sure. I like it. I love it. It looks good. So tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what led you to Legendary, like what you did a little bit before this, and what ultimately led you to this kind of crazy world, which is affiliate marketing, and then ultimately this crazy community, which is Legendary.
Sure. So, well, I'm 41, and this last year into my 40s has been quite an adventure. Especially with it being COVID and everything. And, currently I'm a secretary in the guidance office of a high school here locally in our town. And I've been doing that for 5 years. And I fell into that because I was a server at a restaurant for many, many years. And I did a few different restaurants through the years, but that was my main thing. And I met my husband in food and beverage as well. And so with both of us working restaurants, it was not conducive to family life. Yeah. So I said, I got to get out. I got to go be mom, especially when the boys were little. And I said, I need something else. And we worked with someone who was a counselor, and she worked, summers and part-time and everything. And she said, hey, we've got this spot opening up. So I took this position, and, it's been great as far as the schedule is concerned. People tell you when you get involved working at a school as a parent, you get really hooked on the schedule. But the truth is that, between working at restaurants, working in different capacities, I didn't finish college as a result of a car accident that I was in, and all kinds of stuff that just kind of took me sideways. And I've always believed in something bigger. My parents, when I was growing up, weren't, big business people or anything. My dad worked. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She did Tupperware and Avon and things like that through the years. My dad tried to get into Amway a couple different times, so I was aware that there were other things out there. And, but never had massive success with it. And so I didn't really know what to do. I just knew there's got to be something else. Yeah. And especially when you're a parent and, thinking, okay, well, how can I better serve my family, better serve what I want us to do, better build a future for us? What I have right now with the school is great for schedule, but let me tell you what, as somebody who's not a certified employee, like a teacher or a counselor, the money isn't exactly, anything to talk about. And, while it's a great benefits package and everything, I thought, but I don't have anywhere to grow from here. I can move from this position to that position, but I can't go up. Yeah. And, so I've tried, through the years, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to jump into an MLM, and I'm still part of an MLM, but I've never had the business success of it, Yeah. And that's what I got into it for. As much as I love the products and I love the people and I love the events and I love the stuff. Yeah. The business never happened. Yeah. And so it comes down to mindset is what I've started to realize. The biggest thing for me has been, the shift here. This is where it all happens, no matter what you want to do. And, so that MLM happens to be in the health and wellness field. And the same is true for, getting healthy. The same is true for, being successful in anything you want to do. The game is here. Yeah. And so that's kind of where I thought, this is, a good conversation to have.
Yeah. So I love that. So tell me, tell me where you differ in mindset from previous ventures, approaches that you've taken to how compared to your mindset now. Talk to us a little bit about what the journey has been like with you realizing that's the big difference maker, and where you think that because I can tell you take a lot of responsibility, and that's for your own, you're not playing a victim card. You're not saying it. Clearly you've had some tragedy, car accident, things have not worked out perfectly in your life. I think we all can say that, but you're here, and clearly you've demonstrated some that you've got a good mindset. How has your mindset differed from where it's been in the past compared to now?
Sure. So, when you talk about that victim mindset, I was one of the people who, was kind of headed down that dangerous, slippery slope of the victim mindset. And it would have been very easy to play that card. I mean, things haven't worked out the way they quote unquote should have. Things have been, not anything close to what I would have planned them to be. However, as I've started to get into the personal development side of it, even just listening to books, I can't sit down all the time and just read a book, but I drive places and I clean the house and I do other things. So I listen to books, and I can listen to a personal development book because it's like a conversation with somebody and not just a story being told. And so for me, each one of those things kind of builds upon another. I can tell you that, the personal development journey from learning how not to be a victim, from learning how to take responsibility for all the things that are going on in my life, from learning how to better interact in my marriage. We went through some serious counseling, some serious personal development. I could have sat back and said, you know what, it's not me. It's all him. He needs to change. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. And sure, there may have been some truth in that, but I had to look in the mirror and say, okay, fine, but I can't control him. I can control me. So what do I need to do different? What is the common denominator? I haven't been successful at this. I haven't been successful at that. I'm having trouble over here. The common denominator in all that is me. That's what it boils down to. I'm the thing that's the same in all of those scenarios. And if those things aren't going well, maybe it's time to look inside and decide what I need to do to start to shift on those things.
You are talking, so you are dropping some, not just little, you ain't dropping no crumbs right now. You are dropping some gold bars. Okay. My wife says she loves you. Okay. She's listening to this conversation. She loves this, right?
One of these days I'm going to come down there and I'm going to be one of the big people on the stage teaching other people how to do all this. So that's my goal.
Okay, girl. Okay. My wife said, yes, boo. Get that.
Ricardo was my business plan advisor. And I told him back in the day, I said, look, when I was in my MLM, one of my big goals was to get up on that stage, but it didn't work out that way. So now that I'm in this and I have full and total belief in this, I want to show people there is a better way.
Well, and you are dropping some massive gold bars, but let me offer you this. Total belief in you is what the difference maker is. Because the truth is that a lot of, we spend our whole lives believing in everything and everybody else, but never really in ourselves. And we say, and Kara, I've heard this for so many years, it's not even funny. I can't tell you how many thousands of people say that, well, I didn't succeed in past ventures because I didn't have the right support. I didn't have this, I didn't have that. It was a scam. It was this, it was that. And the truth is that a scam, guys, is where literally somebody takes your money and just steals it and disappears. Like, that's a scam. A scam is where somebody says, they email you and it ends up in your spam box and they say, can you please send $10,000 because I need, there's $1 million here. I'll give it back to you and all that. And they're trying to get you to send them money and then steal it. A scam is not when you join like an MLM and it like you don't do anything and then you don't get any results. That's not, you didn't get scammed there. You just didn't do anything. Right. And, that's so it's like I say that because we've all had things that we haven't succeeded in, and it's directly 99-ish% of the time because of our own either inability to be able to like get started, or our unwillingness to do certain things, or our own fears or whatever, which you're so like courageously taking in ownership of, and it's very inspiring to hear you do that right now. And I think I can speak for everybody here. It's very refreshing, right, to be, and these are the conversations that I am excited to have here every morning. And so I would invite all of you guys who are listening, and I'm mainly talking to everybody who's listening as you're kind of stepping forward with this courage and honesty that you're demonstrating, is listen to what Kara is saying, because we most of the time scam ourselves. We are the greatest scam artist of our own self. We talk ourselves out. I mean, we scam ourselves out of love. We scam ourselves out of money. We scam ourselves out of opportunity. We scam ourselves out of friendship. We scam ourselves out of so many things. We scam ourselves out of getting a good experience at a restaurant because we walk in entitled and rude, right? I mean, just all of those examples are instances where we're scamming ourselves. Nobody's scamming us, right? And that is such an empowering approach. And that's what I'm hearing from you, Kara, is that, yes, I'm happy to hear that you have belief in us. But I also, what it sounds like to me is that you just simply have more belief in yourself now as well, and have had a lot of awakenings and awareness. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're so right. I think people get into things and they have this picture. This is what I was always guilty of. I had this picture of what it should look like. This is what my marriage should look like. This is what my family should look like. This is what this business should look like. This is what it's supposed to look like. And if it didn't look like that, and I mean, like, even the slightest details were off, if it was not that picture, it was wrong. And what I had to learn is, it's not going to be that picture. It's more often than not ever going to be that picture. But once you start to incorporate like the belief that, hey, it is the picture that it is. Now, what am I going to do with it? And what am I going to do about it? And how can I make this work? I tell people health and wellness is a great example, because look, what diet works? The one you stick to. Period. The one you stick to. I mean, if you do Weight Watchers and it works for you, and you stick to it and you follow it, great. If you drink shakes and that works for you and you stick to it, awesome. If you exercise 95 hours a week and you are a bodybuilder and that works for you, awesome. But you have to stick to it, and you have to put the work in, because nothing is going to do it for you. And that's kind of what I'm finding with this. When I'll tell you a quick story. I was on a journey to continue to try to find something. I knew with the internet, and I knew, okay, maybe MLM structure and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's not the thing for me. Maybe that's just part of my learning journey, right? So what is it out there? What else is out there? So there's Amazon FBA, and I spent money on courses, and I spend money on things, okay, you know what? I'll just do a blog, because the blog is, I can make the blog whatever I want it to be. I'm going to blog. I could totally be a blogger. And I'd sit down and I would go, what am I going to talk about? I don't know what to talk about. So, it's all these different steps along the way. And it's like, each one of them, though, taught me something. So last year, COVID, all kinds of downtime at home. I was not unemployed, but I was at home a lot. And I decided, okay, I'm going to reach out and start to search the internet again and try to find something. And, this is the time. This is it. This is the pivotal moment. And I'm going to change everything. And, this is the time. And so I got on all these different webinars and I signed up for all these different calls and I talked to all these different people. And this one day, I'm very extremely non-confrontational, like to a fault. It pains me like physically to tears to be in a confrontation with somebody. But again, the growth journey. So I had watched this crazy 90-minute webinar, learn how to make money online thing. And after you go through the 90 minutes, which is like just a big long 90-minute ad, you get on a phone call. I got on the phone call and this guy is basically saying to me, nobody had told in the 90 minutes, they still hadn't really told me what they do. Okay. So I'm on this 90-minute call. And then I get on the phone call afterwards and I'm talking to the guy and he's like, now, if you want to sign up, you got to give us $3,500 right now. You didn't tell me what you do. What do we do? Well, see, if you're an entrepreneur and you can do this, then you're going to be able to just jump right in and you just need to give us the money right now up front. And I'm like, well, what do we do? What are we doing? Well, here's the thing, once you get in, you're going to learn all this stuff and blah, blah. And I was like, but you're not telling me anything. And I can't put that kind of money out up front. I am not in a position where I have that kind of money laying around. And I can't just invest in something like that without you even telling me what it is. And I was on the phone for 45 minutes with this guy, going round and round, but I was standing my ground and I literally used it as a growth opportunity. I used it to say, you know what? I'm going to wear this guy down. I'm going to wear him down because he's got to either tell me what the heck we're doing. Like, this is ridiculous. You can't do this to people. Well, if you can't do that right up front, then you're probably not the kind of person we want to work with. You haven't told me what we do. And so I got off that call and I was like, this is insane. This is nuts. Like, there has got to be something out there that is not just full of crap. There has to be. So I put everything aside for a little while and I thought, I got to breathe. Just, woosah. And so I saw this ad. I'm pretty sure it was a Facebook ad. I honestly can't remember how I clicked the thing that took me to Legendary. But as I listened to the person in their little, jump page or whatever, and I listened to you, I thought, okay, this guy's not just trying to sell me something. This guy's not just he's actually giving me information, which was like mind-blowing what I had experienced so far. And I decided that I would just continue to listen. And I decided that, okay, the 15-day business builder challenge. Look, I've wasted a lot of time on courses and webinars and all that kind of stuff. I was like, 15 days. Okay, I can do 15 days. Sure. I mean, it's not going to cost me any more than all this other crap has cost me. And I literally thought, but here's the thing. I have to invest myself into it too. And so when I got in and I started with, the day 1, the day 2, the day 3, now it was challenging because I got on the phone with Ricardo and I had my defenses up because I was like, oh, here's the guy. He's going to ask me for all the money. Here he is. Let's go. And, there is the opportunity to invest in something more. And one day when I am able to, I will invest in more. And I have, because I've gotten the omnipresence at training. I've gotten, the 15-second leads training. I've invested in the small trainings along the way because here's the thing. I understand the value of the actual education you're offering. Of the fact that you're teaching people real skills that are transferable. I could take these skills and I don't have to promote you. Now, I want to because I see what you have to offer. And this is such a great starting point for people. But I'm, the other part of it is I can take these skills and I can go work at any business and say, but I'm a marketer now. My friend just is starting a business with her mom here locally. And I said to her, I'm learning these marketing skills. I might be able to help you out because she doesn't know how to really put together a successful like business Facebook page and things like that. And hey, look at the skills I'm learning. I might be able to help you out. And I'm starting, but here it is. The game is here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my story. And I wanted to share it. Well, I wanted to share it because when I sort of half jokingly said, "Hey, Dave, do you interview new people?" When I got my first commission, and by the way, that wasn't a first high ticket commission. That was a first commission. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? It's believability. That's real. It happened, which means it works. If you work, it works. And I wanted people to hear that from somebody that isn't, I haven't been doing it for 12 years. I haven't quit my 9-to-5 yet. And I haven't, made $50,000 in a month yet and all that. I will. I'm going to. But the thing is, I want people to hear that look, I didn't do it in my first month. I had to go through a learning curve with TikTok. I have to ask my teenagers what I'm doing because I'm still learning all of these platforms. I used to yell at my kids, "Why are you wasting your life on TikTok? Would you please get off of TikTok? This is ridiculous. What the heck is TikTok?" Now I'm the one on TikTok. And I'm giving them the videos and they're laughing butts off at me because I'm, making a fool of myself on TikTok. But here it is. Okay. It's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
I mean, all this stuff that you're saying is so powerful and important. And what you're saying right now and how you're talking and in the experience and the value that you're sharing and delivering, I just hope that all of you guys who say to yourself constantly, and this is just such a common question and it's a limiting belief that people have, which is, well, how can I go out there and market on the internet if I'm not a multi-million-dollar producer and I haven't made or I haven't lost thousands of pounds, or if to be in the health industry, or I this or I that, or I don't, who would listen to me? It's like, here you are simply just sharing your transformation about your mindset and how important it is and how it's changed your life. Just simply the way that you think and the way that you see the world and the way that you see yourself, how that has changed your life. It is such a more powerful thing to talk about, topic to talk about anyways, because guys, once you start making a bunch of money and you have a bunch of stuff, and if you start talking about that stuff, people honestly, they look at you and they say, and they judge you and they're jealous and you come across as arrogant. So this thing that you think you need or you want in order to start creating content and start marketing is not actually the thing that you actually need. This mental transformation, this mindset, because it's true. It applies to relationships. It applies to health. It applies to making money. In order to first start getting results and even to break through, to get started on the path, you have to have the right approach, the mindset, because shit is not going to work out.
Right.
It's not going to go as planned. You are going to start the diet and want to quit and probably stop and throw it out the window. And but then you get back on the horse. Why? Because of this. The relationship, you are going to get up and storm out of the counseling session, or you are going to get in a fight. Your marriage is not going to change overnight, or your business, you are going to get Facebook ads account shut down. You are going to have negative comments. Your first videos probably aren't going to get any views, and that might happen for months. And you know what? That all is going to, it's your old story, your limiting beliefs are going to be screaming, saying, quit, you ain't shit. This is why you shouldn't start. This will never work. He's an asshole. I'm a loser. Whatever your typical story is, that it's the record that always plays in your head, it's going to start popping up. And in order to be successful at anything, first, this mindset has to take place, this mental transformation, taking ownership, taking responsibility, and really everything that Kara's talking about. And I keep shifting over to talking to all you guys who are listening, because what she's doing and how she's talking and what she's sharing right now is a perfect example of what type of marketing and content you guys can talk about. I say every day, this show is a perfect place to come and get nuggets, to come and get topics, to come and get things that spur your creativity. And it's a masterclass this morning on what to talk about and how to create content that's not directly relatable. It doesn't have anything to do with all this flash and trash bullshit that everybody thinks that you need to have in order to start becoming an authority and be somebody that people listen to. People are engaged. They're fired up. The comments are going off. I'm leaning in. My wife's screaming, I love her. And it's not because you've made $1 million or you've done, it's just because you're talking such truth that everybody, not yet. It's but you are talking such truth, and you're talking. It's so inspirational. You continue to do this, Kara, and there's no way that you're not going to be a magnet for people to listen to be inspired by, because the more relatable you are, and I love the way that you're also telling us the kind of the not so glamorous parts of your story in life, because we all need to hear that. I think one of the biggest pieces of marketing that we all forget is we all think that all of our content needs to be super positive and we need to impress people. No, people need to know that you're real. People need to know that your journey is a struggle. People need to know that you're a real person. Nowadays, I call it the C2C economy. Okay. Pay very close attention to this, everybody. We are in the C2C economy, not the B2C, not the B2B, right? Those pieces all still exist, but the place that we play is C2C. And what does that mean? Creator to consumer. Creator to consumer. Okay? And as a creator, anybody can be a creator, by the way. Just the second that you decide and say you are, and you start creating that type of content on your channels or whatever, you become a creator. So there's no certificate, there's no permission, there's nothing. You just can start doing it anytime, right? And as a creator, the thing that makes influencers, real people, like the people who you see in our community and the people who you see on Instagram and TikTok, who are attracting people to them and getting them to watch their videos and then selling products and making lots of money. They're doing that by being human. As a creator, the best way to do that is to share authentic stories, to tell your customer story through your stories, to tell stories that they can relate to be relatable. Right. And what you're saying right now and how you're telling these stories are relatable. It's relatable. So this is a real masterclass for people to hear what it sounds like for somebody who's really brand new at this journey. And by the way, Kara also is here because she posted a comment and asked for it, right? And I said, "Ooh, she seems like she can bring some great energy to the show. Let's get her on," right? Usually we reach out to people. And I also want to show you, well, and by the way, I screenshotted that, Kara, and I sent it to Matt, and I said, "Let's get her on." That's how that happened, right? So already, you're here because you're manifesting it through your mindset, and then you're taking the actions to back that up. And we get what we ask for, and we also get what we settle for, right? So if all you guys want to sit around and say and tell your, if all you guys want to sit around and settle and say, you know what, well, I'll just start creating content, or I'll get started whenever I have success, or whenever I've gone through enough training and education that I'm really an expert. Well, no, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. There's never enough training that you're going to go through. That's a mindset hurdle.
There's
That
never
is,
a right time.
there's never a right time. What's coming up for you as I'm ranting here about this? You can tell I'm passionate about this as well.
Yeah. No, it's a great, well, here's the thing. It's so key. I mean, I'm realizing that even in reaching out and saying, like I told you, it was half joking, half serious. I didn't know if it would get attention or not, to comment on the thing where I posted, hey, I got my first commission. Hey, Dave, you're the guy, you run the company. You're just the, CEO who has the company. Why don't I just post this thing and say, hey, look, I did it. I'm a real person. Like, I'm just living my life, doing my thing, and I'm learning from you, and I'm learning from the team, and I'm learning from these calls. And the biggest thing for me is that, look, I've got notes here because I have to make notes so I kind of can remember things that I want to say. And I've been kind of scribbling down thoughts and things, the last couple of weeks, once I found out I was going to be on the call, because limiting beliefs is such a massive thing. You have to become the person you want to be the person you want to be. It isn't just, I mean, it's as simple as a decision, right? You can wake up in the morning and you can say, I am a successful affiliate marketer. Without anything, without a following. You can say that without having made commissions. You can say that without having done it yet, but you have to believe it. You have to believe, I am a successful person, and I will do then what successful people do. I have to make those steps. Okay. If I want to be, I used to be that person that said, well, once I learn enough, and once I hear enough, and once I see enough, and once I practice enough, and once all that, I mean, yeah, I bought the cheap $10 whatever light off of Amazon because I knew I needed better lighting. This little desk right here that this is all clipped to and sitting on is a $25 desk from Walmart. And in the corner of my bedroom, because it's the only place that I can get privacy in my house. Okay. And I set this little corner up because I said, you know what I need? I need a definitive space that says, this is who I am when I'm in this corner. When I'm in this corner, I am the successful marketer I want to be. And I'm going to put out the content that the successful marketer that I want to be puts out. And then that is how it's going to happen. One of my favorite things is they say, in order for a caterpillar to become a butterfly, it has to become a ball of goo. It has to dissolve itself in order to regrow back into that butterfly. And so we have to go through the pain, and we have to go through the mess, and we have to go through the actual work that it takes in here and in here to be able to say, you know what, hey, I can let go of that. I can shed that piece of me. I can let go of that limiting belief now. And I can say, hey, okay, yeah, that was before. I am by nature generally a shy person. If I enter a room full of people I don't know, I'm going to stand in the corner and I'm going to watch before I ever try to interact. But I'm trying to come out of that shell, and I'm trying to work on that part of me. I said that to one of my friends. I said, I'm really actually a shy person. And she was like, there's no way you're a shy person. I said, yeah, but I'm not shy with you because I know you. I mean, I wasn't nervous about this call until this morning. And then the morning I started to feel like, holy, this is actually being, and I'm pretty sure I'm talking to Dave himself, but I'm like, okay, you know what? So Dave's really successful, but you know who Dave is? Dave's just another real guy. He's just another real person. And he doesn't have anything that I don't have necessarily because it's up here. And if I have the same things up here that you have up there, then I can have the same things out here that you have.
Yeah.
So it's not about the stuff, and it's not about the money. Success is more than just financial. I want the financial piece because the financial piece buys you more freedom, but that's not what it's all about. And my end goal is not just to be, yes, I want financial freedom, and I want to have time freedom, and I want to travel the world, and I want to take my kids all over the place and all that. Yes. But what I really want is I want to show other people and help other people. That's always been my end goal. I want to not be the only person who has that freedom. And the only way I can do that is by putting myself out there. So when I asked you, hey, do you ever interview people, like this, or this is an accountability call as much for me as it is for everybody else. Because I knew coming into it, what I would get out of it is, look what I just did. I mean, I just was on the actual call with the guy that runs the thing. And now I can put that out there and say, look, I've made a step and I've put it out there and it's out there now. And I can grow now more into that person because it's out there.
Yeah. I could listen to what you have to say for literally hours, and I feel like every single person needs to hear what you've been talking about today, because it's literally, I mean, it's been such an absolute blessing that you made that comment, and then I screenshot it. I threw it to Matt. I said, get this woman on. She's on fire. I mean, whether you're kidding or not, I mean, just so much wisdom in what you're saying and so much truth. And you're right. I mean, this is a like, I kind of like envision us when we're starting a business, kind of like infants, right? And it's like, buy the bigger clothes, and grow into them. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be at a different level, like I remember when I was growing up playing sports, it was like, if you want to get better, then play with people who are better than you. Like, play with people who are more, who are just older or better, just all around. And that was a big deal for me. That's why, you hear that if you're an entrepreneur and you're the smartest person in the room, then get a new room, get a new group of friends, get a new circle of influence. Right. And I feel like this action is such a powerful example of how to grow. Like you saying, look, I'm brand new. Do you ever interview like brand new people and it's like, that is such a power move in terms of a power growth move, because it's putting yourself out there and doing something that now is, whether you like it or not, it's gonna force you to grow this moment. And also what is cool is that when we show up to things that we think we can't do, and then we crush it like you're doing today, all of a sudden we're like, damn, I crushed it. I can do this shit. Like, I'm better than I thought I was. Like, I looked at people on this show or whatever, and I listened to them and I think, oh, I could never do that. Oh, they're so great. They're so special. They're so powerful, as I look up to them, and they're so much better than me. And it's like, that's bullshit. It's like, they're not. They're every single person that you see on this show and that you see in this community, including me, puts our pants on the same way, and is honestly a lot of times just bootstrapping shit, throwing spaghetti at the wall. Like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Honestly, we could have some absolute nut job come on this show, because we don't sit there and, interview you and interrogate you before we go live. I mean, you could have come on and said, fuck Dave, he's an idiot. Don't buy any of this stuff, right? Or what? Like, I don't know. This is just, and I think that's what this journey, we've got to embrace that unknown and put ourselves out there, because those are huge growth opportunities. And in those moments when we're on the field actually playing, not in the tape room watching video, but when we're on the field actually playing, like you're doing right now, you're on the field playing right now. This is live. This is real life. You're growing. This is a big ass growth moment for you. And in each one of you, my hope is each one of you today is inspired enough to do something that scares you a little bit. Do something that is totally outside of your comfort zone, knowing that putting yourself in the game, on the field, is where you're going to prove to yourself that you can do it, is where you're going to have your biggest growth. Not in the tape room, not watching the videos. We love that you guys go through our courses. We love that you buy our education. We think you should, or else we wouldn't sell it, right? We think it's important, but it's only a part of the puzzle. Then you take that stuff and you apply it. And that's the other part of the becoming successful.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, for me, the thing about TikTok, right, and the growth on TikTok has been painfully slow. And because one is I jumped right into the business account because I want the clickable link, because I know people are not necessarily going to take the time to copy paste. You know, everybody wants simple, easy. Click, there it is. If I don't see it right when I click it, I'm not going to spend time on it. Still slower. But I also realize that in that slow growth gives me the time to, you know, really grow myself into that person. My first few TikTok videos were ridiculous. I didn't know what I was doing. Like you said, throw spaghetti at a wall. Listen, I was throwing pots of spaghetti at the wall. And I had no idea which ones were going to stick. And I've shared a couple that kind of went viral. But I mean, when I say viral, I'm talking about 2,000 views, not 20,000 views. And, but here's the cool thing. Since you told me that I was going to be on the call, my following on TikTok doubled. And I didn't tell anybody until this morning that I was going to be on the call. And the thing is, though, I was like, oh, I'm going to be on the call. That means I need to be that person. Okay, what's that person going to be? Who's that person? What are they going to say? What are they going to do? What is that person all about? And each little step, like you said, doing this right here, this is a major pivotal moment for me. Yes, I want it to help all the people that are listening. Yes, I hope that all the people that are listening are getting something out of this. But I knew that for me, it was going to be massive because, you know, they're going to watch now. Not all of them, but a lot of them might be watching me. Okay, let's see where this girl goes, see how she does. So I have to step into those shoes now and say, okay, put on your big girl pants. Let's go do this thing, because I'm putting it out there and saying, this is who I am. And if this is who I am, I got to prove it to people. And that's really what the thing is. You know, when people are looking at what do I do and say on TikTok, first, you go watch the people on TikTok. I followed almost every single person that gets on this morning show because I can get something from that. I go, what are they doing? You talk about how are they presenting themselves? What kind of subject matter? And I don't always use what everybody's doing, because some of the people on here are super, super successful and they're further ahead than I am. So I have to kind of look at that. And that's all you do. You just say, what am I attracted to in a person on TikTok? You know, am I attracted to their message? Am I attracted to, you know, their method of putting it out there, whether it's the captions thing, whether it's a silly dance with music, whatever, you know, what is it that attracts me to that person? And then just try to emulate that, you know, and say, okay, if they're just another person like me. So all I have to do is do that. And I'm just talking to my phone. Like, I don't need to see, I don't know how many people are on this call right now. I'm just talking to Dave. And ultimately, that's to my phone screen in the corner of my bedroom, which is not intimidating. So this isn't like, yes, I want to be on that stage. And I do want to be in front of hundreds of people. And I do want to grow into that person. This is a step to get there.
Yeah. Well, this has been absolutely fantastic, and I'm just so thrilled that we had you on the show today, and that you know, you spoke up and we invited you and you accepted, and because it's been just invaluable. I mean, this is one of those kind of episodes that I want everybody to hear, and we may figure out a way to try to do that. So everyone, please go follow Kara. We've got her TikTok up on the screen. Make sure you put the W in there, Kara W. Morrison. And like keep up this amazing work. And I just can't wait to have you back in a couple of months and continue to get an update on where you're at then, because I just have this feeling that you're going to be in a completely different place, because it's sort of like, just to leave everyone here with another analogy about the butterfly. You know, one of my favorite little quote memes is where the butterfly is sitting on the bench with the caterpillar, and the caterpillar says, "You've changed," and the butterfly says, "You're supposed to."
Yep.
And I just love that. And you're supposed to. There's nothing wrong with that. That you're supposed to change. That's a good thing. And so I just can't wait to see where you're at in another few months. And thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for your time. I know you're busy as a mom and all the other things you have going on. So thank you for being willing to come on and share such a powerful message with us this morning. Keep up the great work. Be legendary. And I'll let you have the final word to everybody listening in.
Well, like he was saying, you're supposed to change. Now, you're either growing or you're dying, they say, right? And I guess I would much rather be growing, than staying put and dying. The only way around it is through it. So you've got to get through it, and you've got to get, up the mountain. And the only way up the mountain is to climb. So just keep pushing. Make the next step. Just make the next step.
Yeah. All right, my friends. Well, you can hear more from Kara.
The journey of 1,000 miles, it starts with the next step.
Yep.
Sorry.
It sure does. Yeah. No, you cut out a little bit there, so sorry to interrupt, but it does. And I would encourage each one of you guys to go over and connect with Kara on her TikTok, and to hear more from her, and to stay connected with her, and to support her and allow her to support you. And I know she's going live. We didn't even get a chance to talk about that, or I think you are, but maybe you're not. If you aren't going live, you should go live, okay? Because you're an absolutely incredible storyteller. But go and connect with Kara on her TikTok. And Kara, once again, thank you so much. Keep up the phenomenal work. Be legendary. Stay legendary. And we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Yep. All right, my friends. That's it. Wow. Great show. Great show. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode, bringing more value, dropping more bombs. Who knows what's going to happen? No one knows. No one knows what's going to be said, what's going to be shared. I don't. That's the beautiful part about this journey, as I was talking about with Kara. Look, I don't know what tomorrow brings, but I'm willing to take that risk, because I know it's going to be another opportunity to grow, deliver value. And I just hope that each one of you guys heard that today, and take that away and go do something that challenges you, that puts you out of your comfort zone, so you can grow too. And then come and share that with us in one of the Facebook groups, or in a comment on a future show. Share with us what you're doing. Make yourself accountable. You may not be on the show yet, but there's other ways you can share your wins and share what you're doing, and make yourself accountable by just commenting, participating in the community here, and of course, building your own audience so you can then deliver value to them, right? We'll see you back here tomorrow for Wake Up Legendary. This is Dave. Peace.